All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 748 on this beautiful Monday evening here. Here we are, for the Studying Brew, which is a free study session that we do Monday through Thursday to help you out with all these different exams. We focus on the SIE, the 6, 63, 26, 65, Series 7. We even do some 66. We've had that in there. And we give you all those little things that can help you out with that for free. Just a little taste of what we do for our members area, and I'll show you how to get into that. But first, I want to do some introductions. My name is Andy. I am the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. But you're not here for me. You're here for Brandy. She has her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know, so that way you too can get a pass notice this summer, as Brandy calls it. What do you call it?
A hot pass summer.
That's right, hot pass summer. You're gonna be walking to the pool, making sure you get them licenses.
Yeah.
They're like, what is that? What's that hanging around your neck in a laminated necklace? What is that all about? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Are you free Tuesday? How's your hot market? No. How's your warm market? No, I'm just kidding. How's that warm market? We had a great weekend this weekend. We were busy as heck. I'm just saying that right now.
Weekend from my weekends.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Friday through Sunday, we were stacked with things to do, business-wise and kid-wise. Had some great meetings. Had some really great meetings, actually. And wish I could tell you more, but we can't. Almost signed a, what do they call that? The NDA? Yeah, can't say anything. Is it MDA? No, yeah. NDA. Non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. I don't know why I went M. Anyways. We had really great stuff happening and popping. So we had a great weekend. I'm hoping all of you did. Stayed cool, stay hydrated, keeping that thing going. We're a little bit miscombobulated over here. We literally just changed up all of our settings on all of our tech. So it's all different right now. So we're all getting used to it. Then tomorrow we got to change even more stuff. So just hoping that translates into better product for all of you.
Yes.
But let's get into this free study session. We're going to get into this test taking techniques tonight. We are going to do the Monday thing, the thing we do on Monday nights. We call it the KonaCatchphrase, right?
Yes.
That's where we give you questions and answers, and we show you all those stuff that we need to, what do you say? Show you those techniques in a question, and we show you how to dial that in by simply having a little game we play and let you participate and seeing how you match up with those key phrases and key notes. But guys, that's not all we do around here.
No.
I want you guys to know that we have a whole members area that we have that really helps people. We have our own online courses. We got our own study guides. We have live sessions where you can attend and we really dial in on the things those topics that you're really tested on. And we really go over all that stuff where you can ask questions. We got tutoring, all that great stuff. We have study guides, like I said, for the SIE, the 663, and the 26. We even have an orientation replay that explains all the stuff, the paid, the free, the good, the great. So you can make sure that you watch that if you want to learn more about what we do. We have the Kona community, which is our study community, as you will. Mm-hmm. It is where we get together and we let you post some questions, get that PMA. Brandy can actually text tutor over there. We got some great people over there that help out, like Jamie, and all the great community. And by the way, one thing about us, it's not just all study. We do actually look out for each other. And I want to say that we need to put some prayers together for some of the members in our community. Jamie is going through some stuff with her grams. She's not looking so good. So definitely, actually, she's on the mend a little bit. So definitely need some prayers though for healing. And then late last night after the members, Jean Quarterman actually hit me up and told me that her mother-in-law wasn't going to make it through the night. And shortly after we disconnected, she did pass. So please have some prayers for Jean Quarterman as she's going through what she's going through, for definitely for healing, and definitely for to console that family as they're dealing with loss right now. So definitely love to we always stick to our community and making sure I believe in the power of prayer, and I know a lot of us do. So absolutely. Prayers needed, and guys, I know I don't want to sound like a big prayer chain, but if somebody in the community is needing those prayers, let me know and I'll have people look out for you as well. You can join all of this by simply scanning the QR code or hitting the link in chat, and you can join us. I have a Telegram. I've got my phone number in there, but if you don't know it, it's 866-KONA, 866-439-5662. We have live sessions happening tomorrow. We have ones for the SIE and the Series 26. So I want to make sure that you guys get into that. We have the SIE. We are going over broker dealers. Yay! 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. 26, we are doing live techniques in there for the Series 26 studiers. 9 a.m. in Hawaii, 12 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. in the East. And it's not just live techniques. It's really going through those questions and really showing you guys how to take them down, take them apart, disarm them like you're Jason Bourne in Bourne Identity, really just disarming these questions and really showing you how to get to get past the foolery that these questions are, guys. I believe most of you all know your content. It's just the questions when you go at it that really has you discombobulated on those exams. And if you've ever been in one of those exams and you feel like you don't even have the right exam, you probably really need those techniques, and you really need to get in those live sessions where we really slow it down and show you guys how that works. And we're going to do that tomorrow. Brandy just picks out a live quiz, literally does it unscripted and takes it down just like you would do in your exams. So it's really good. And so if you're a member, you get into all that stuff. And even if you're doing the SIE and you got time, I would be in those live technique ones. Because even though it's not your quiz, you kind of start seeing how Brandy does this, and you start seeing the techniques, the skill set, and the tactics on how to do that. And it just sharpens you in that area. So I would definitely check that out. All right. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. If you're not following me on Instagram, I wish you would. Because when they let me know,
yes,
and they give me a pass notice,
yes,
I add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame. Because you know why, Brandy?
Why?
We got passers. Yes, we do. We got passers. We had a wild weekend of passers, and I just want to say, guys, it was a phenomenal weekend. We didn't have just one. You can end that screen. We didn't have just two. We didn't have just three. We didn't have just four. We didn't have just five. We had 6 passers this weekend. It was pretty awesome. And if I look on Patreon, I'm sure I'll have a few more, but these are the ones that let me know. So I just want to say this. We had 2 SIE passers.
Yes.
We had 2 Series 6 passers. We had a Series 63 passer. And we had a Series 66 passer all this weekend. So First up, I want to say congratulations to Teresa. She passed her SIE out there in Kansas City. Actually, I don't know if she's in Kansas City, but she's in Kansas and feeling that Midwest love. Got the SIE done. Guys, this is a tremendous story. I got on my other screen over here. Guys, she didn't just have one stroke. She had multiple strokes that she was dealing with and had to deal with to even study. Like, she had to relearn how to even write an email at one point. That's how far her skills had diminished after having those strokes. And she worked past it.
Yes, she did.
And she got the SIE done. And on top of it, her sister had passed away as well in April. So dealing with loss, dealing with how to come back from, these challenges, and talk about frustration a little bit, because she was an educator for many years. So when you're an educator and you know how to study and you've been studying your whole life and taught people, and then those skill sets have diminished, that's pretty frustrating. But she worked past it and got it done and got the SIE done. And now we're off to the Series 6. I mean, what a great, inspiring story, guys. I'm going to have to maybe start a new channel on my Discord where it'll be about testimonials. Because I know I'm not doing enough credit, but guys, she wrote me a huge letter on just her story. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
So I'll have to get permission to post that, because I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to share, but guys, it is incredible. And she got the SIE done, and we're not done yet. So Jamie's all sending me mess. We'll talk about it later. So she helps us out on the Discord. She's just eager to help out. So the next one, I'll just go in order. Keen passed the SIE. Didn't give me a picture yet. Not he's in a firm outside of, we mostly have Primericans on here, but these outside institutions, they're like, I don't get your recognition type thing.
It's just
but definitely the test taking techniques helped him out. Really excited getting into the Series 6. Just, he's like, it just pushed me over the edge. It was like, it made it pretty easy. He goes, I'm really excited. He's like, I guess some of the people in his office, with his firm has struggled with the SIE. He was like, dude, it's just like, you guys just make it plug and play. I love it. So congratulations on passing that SIE. Next up, we got Ashley Eccles. Passed the Series 6. Super excited about this. Unfortunately waited like 5 months to do it. So she left some quotes here. Guys, by the way, when I get a pass picture, I always ask for people what helped them, so that way you guys know it's authentic. And what did she say? What helped her? She says, "What helped me was Brandy. The live sessions are the best, and even going back to listen to the recordings, the live sessions in specific areas and the quizzes. I did why wrong and why correct."
I love why correct.
I reviewed the whole quiz with the explanations and even the ones I got correct to help understand things. What didn't help? Waiting 5 months between passing exams. Thank you all for your help. Guys, there you go. Like I was saying about our live sessions, went back, watched all those replays, because when you're a member, you get the archives of all that stuff. Literally looked up topics that she needed help with. Watched not only how that topic, Brandy broke it down just in a much easier, different form than just our course material, but also got to see how it works in a live quiz, how other people were asking about it, and you really get into that. And that's what she did. And congratulations, Ashley. It's off to the Series 63, and we are pretty stoked about that. All right, we got Brittany Garrett. She passed her Series 6. Congratulations on passing that. She did short but sweet. I passed. She said, I passed my Series 6. I have never leaned so heavy on the test taking techniques. Thank you so much, Brandy. She leaned hard on the technique. She's like, I don't even know what they were saying. I just went with the techniques and how Brandy breaks it down, and who cares? I got to pass. That's it.
There you go.
Nobody stopped her at the exit and said, we didn't see your work on that. No one cares, guys. No one cares. Just get the dang pass notice. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If the skill sets help you get the correct answer, what does it matter? So much time is lost on trying to understand how everything works.
Yep.
There you go. Another pass notice. Brittany, congratulations on passing that Series 6. Off to the Series 63. She's going to work on getting that done next month. So I'm really excited about that and getting fully licensed. And then we had our boy, his nickname is Boy.
That's right.
Jose Semeniego. He passed the Series 63. He is now fully licensed and ready to do business. And this guy's on his RVP run. I don't even think he's on right now. He is like really just writing up business and trying to get this thing done before month end and building that team up. So congratulations on passing. What he says, thank you so much for everything. I would say that consistency, PMA, review, taking full advantage of the QBank, and following what Andy and Brandy have to say is truly what it takes to become fully licensed. Don't stray off the path. Just follow the guidelines set by Kona, step by step, every single step. There you go. Step by step. Guys, I am so excited about him passing this thing. It's been a struggle with his discipline to be consistent, and that was the main thing. And he looks like he's got this thing licked, and he's going for that Series 26. Congratulations, fully licensed, ready to take it on to the next level. And we just want to say congratulations to him.
Yes.
And we got one more passer. We have Danny pass the Series 66. Doesn't communicate with me too much, but that's okay. He gets help from Brandy more. What did he say?
Not to sound like a broken record. Techniques. Guys, the way we teach you guys how to break things down, the way to look at questions a little bit differently, and the why wrong. Ashley spoke to it too. The why wrong, looking at your quiz questions all the way, helped him.
Yep, there you go. Guys, so much time is wasted on just like learning how this content and all this stuff. It's such a traditional way of doing it. Sometimes traditions need to be broken, and the way we look at things, and we need to evolve. If you got to learn some content. Don't get me wrong, you do. But the way we focus so hard on the content and thinking we're going to need to write a book to pass and need to know exactly how everything works and all that stuff, it doesn't. You got to just look at the questions and look what they're asking you and have that that foresight, you know, like that sight beyond sight, just to look at it. And sometimes you surprise yourself. You're like, I didn't even need to know like anything really about securities to get this answer. Guys, that's okay.
Mhm.
And we show people that all the time.
Yep.
So I know I didn't say what Teresa actually said, what her quote was on the SIE, but she says Kona test taking techniques were extremely helpful. And when I sat down to start my exam, I whispered to myself, PMA. Now I'm ready to move on to the Series 6 and 63. I am blessed to still be here on this earth, and I have so much more to do. So that was Teresa as well, test taking techniques, guys. We talked about it. Let's get into the test taking techniques. Congratulations to all of our passers. Guys, I don't do this just for like recognition and so that I can get their, you know, their egos, you know, inflated, even though it is a huge milestone to pass these exams. I do it also for the people who have not passed. So that way you can get that little bit of information. What's the first thing that usually most people do when someone does something? They go, how did you do it?
How'd you do it?
How did you do it? So I'm leaving out that nice pathway. I don't tell them what to write, of how'd they get there? How
Mhm.
did they do it? So they can pass it off to the study community at large and say, you know, this is how I did it. So that way you too can have that faith and in that, and just realize that if I just do it, I can do it too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Look, every one of you is special. Don't get me wrong, but there's nothing so extraordinary that none of you, you know, that puts anybody ahead of the other where you can't get it done either. You guys can all do this thing. You can all do it. Just got to have faith. So let's get into those test taking techniques that work out so well. We're going to play the game, the Kona catchphrase. And simply how that's played is Brandy's going to put questions up on the screen. And what happens is I'm going to read the answers, because here, if you don't know this, we always start with answers first. And I know that sometimes some people, like, remember what I said? We do this antiquated way of learning, and we do this antiquated way of doing, like, you know, exam taking. Guys, who said, where in the rule book of life did it say that you have to always look at the questions when you have questions and answers on the screen? Who said you had to do it that way?
Exactly.
Why? Because it's top to bottom. We read.
Mhm.
Read from bottom to top. Doesn't it make sense to see where the answers are and where you need to go with that question, so that way you can read that question with intent? That's what we do. We look at the answers. Sometimes you'd be surprised how much you can answer these, how many times you can answer the question without even looking at the question.
Mhm.
So tonight we're going to read the answers first, then we go into the question. When we reveal those answers and I read them out, I want you to put in the chat. This is where you come in, and this is where we get interactive. I want you to put what you think are the key words. What are the key things we need to pay attention to? And that way, Brandy will start highlighting it and see how you match up with where she thinks, where she's going to tell you where those keywords are and what those patterns are and what all those different things are. So that way you can start seeing how you're mastering these techniques, guys. Master the techniques.
Yes.
It's what helped Angel literally pass the SIE through the 26. So 4 exams in 52 days.
Absolutely.
52 days.
52 days.
He's a smart guy, but he doesn't know how all this stuff works. I'm going to let you know that right now. Master the techniques.
Yes.
So let's play. All right, right here. D, higher GDP. C, lower unemployment. B, increased production of goods. A, lower rate of inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I know it's weird sometimes when I read it with that cadence, but guys, read that in your head with that cadence. Sometimes we read way too fast and we miss like keywords as people are putting these in there. We got lower, increased, higher inflation. That's what Jocelyn got in there. Unemployment, Angela, 1 and higher. Unemployment, Tim from Ohio. By the way, thank you for all everybody that's been joining us from the East Coast to the West Coast to Hawaii. We even our armed forces guys and out in at sea and all over the world. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your service and doing this at the same time. We had some military people that reached out. Great stuff.
Nice.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's reveal.
We have some patterns there, right? Should we talk about those patterns that you just put up there,
I mean, we can.
or do you want to do it later?
We can talk about it in more detail on
Okay, let's
Tuesday,
read the question.
but let's look at the question.
Okay, so first off, you and I need to change up our screens here so one of us can read the
Oh,
whole thing.
sorry, my bad.
Sorry, guys. Working on this here. I got this here.
Okay.
An economic expansion phase is typically marked by each of the following except. Yeah, very good. Someone already put that in there.
Yep.
And then what do we got?
Economic. Yes.
Yes.
And
What else, guys? There's one more.
there we go.
Expansion, economic expansion. All those are keywords.
Right. So we can start eliminating, to me, we can start eliminating based on just those words.
Right.
So if I was expanding except, which ones can I cross off?
Which ones can she cross off? C. Lowers.
No, guys. Expansion except, which one can I cross off?
C.
There you go. B. Cross off B because it says increase, right? We're looking for the opposite of expanding. So boom, those two are gone, right? So now that leaves me with lower and lower. So what's opposite of expanding? Unemployment. Is that expanding or not expanding? Or inflation, is that expanding, not expanding?
That's the question right there, right?
Right. So if I have lower unemployment, am I expanding?
Usually no, right? No, you are, because you have lower unemployment. You have more people wanting to work, right?
Right.
Or can work, and more people are working. If more people are working, we're what?
We're making money. We're spending money.
Right.
So guys, lower inflation. See, you guys are all tainted by the news right now.
Tainted.
I did say it.
Tainted.
Guys, inflation is good. Inflation shows growth when it's controlled, when it's 2 to 4%. We want to grow. We want to see prices increase because prices increasing means people have money to spend. 9%, little out of control. So don't get swayed by the news, guys. Inflation's a good thing. Too much inflation, just like too much dessert, bad thing.
Right.
Right. So if I have lower rate of inflation, that means I'm not growing. It means I'm not growing. So if I'm looking for expanding except, I'm going to look for the not growing. Guys, that's the match.
See how the news even can really throw your brain and your thinking off? Because automatically you think of inflation as bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
See? Guys, inflation is necessary.
Yes. You can't grow without growing. Can't grow without growing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. A is a subject to a spot check by FINRA's Advertising Regulation Department. B is a subject to the same requirements as retail communication. C must be kept on file for at least 2 years. D never requires the pre-approval of the firm's principal before being sent to clients. Ooh, oh man, yes, we've got the Mona. Yes, we got people that are keying in onto the Mona. What is Mona? Must, only, never, always. And what does Mona mean? Usually that means that it is an untrue statement.
Usually.
Now, when we get into rules and like certain regulations, Mona is necessary. Some of those Monas are necessary, but in this particular, I would pay attention to that.
Now, I see that they're putting in the chats. I like the subject.
Yeah.
Because subject to, doesn't that sound like a may?
It does.
Okay. Subject to, doesn't that sound like a may?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I like those. Those are flexible words. But wait, and you guys are putting retail communication in, which is awesome. There it is. Same as. If I had the same requirements, then why don't you just call me the same thing? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's refill the question.
By FINRA's rules, a firm's correspondence.
There's like 5 words in that question. What's the key word in that question? There's 5 of them. Right?
What's the key words?
It's not FINRA.
FINRA, no.
Correspondence.
Correspondence is the main thing right there, right?
Right. Okay. So if this is how I'm going to do it, right? Check this out, guys. This is how I'm going to do this. Must and never, we already said is usually not true. So that crosses off that crosses off that. Those are two probably not correct answers, right? But then I have subject to a spot checked or some subject to the same. Guys, by process of elimination, again, if you wanted me to be the same as retail, why don't you just call me retail? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Correspondence and retail are different. So why don't you, so if I'm basing it purely on that, I'm going to click that. I'm going to not click B and I'm going to click A, just based purely on process of elimination. And, ooh, that's a good one. Didn't even see that, Jamie. That's how much I don't read these things. There's a FINRA there and there's a FINRA there.
It's practically telling you.
Like, I didn't even catch that. That's how little I paid attention to all of the words on the screen.
It's practically telling you.
Yep. It's almost like the answer is there.
It's almost like, hey, this is a night, guys. This is a technique you want to write down. This is something I want to. This is a little fun fact and helpful hint. The answer is always on the screen. If you didn't know that, it's always on the screen.
The answer's there. You just gotta pick it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
I know numbers. It's where everybody likes to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
D, $30. C, $5. B, $10. A, $40. I'm gonna say 5 is the only one that's a single digit.
That is true. Single. Someone that's different. Got
all the rest are factors of 10.
Right. A is high. There we go.
Yep. A is the higher.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Because we really can't. I mean,
can't tell anything, but we do make some observations. Sometimes it helps. If you had paid $20 per share for 100 shares and the company is issuing the bonds, did a 2-for-1 split, what would be the cost basis of each new share?
Guys, don't even overthink this one. There's 2 numbers. That's all you need to know in this question.
2 to 1.
That's one number. What's the other one? Well, there's 2 numbers and a word, I guess I should say.
Someone put 20, another one put 20. Someone just wants to answer the question.
That's right. 20. Okay. Now, there's one more word. You guys got it. Well, okay, look, I see 20 and 2. That means 5 is out and 30's out.
Yes. 20
and 2, 5's out. Because you can't get a 5 or a 30 out of 20 and 2, right? Split. Thank you. So that means the answer is, it's got to be B.
Yeah, because if you're going to split something in 2, how are you going to double it? I mean, when you go 40, how would you get to 40? You're splitting $20.
Yeah, you're splitting it in 2.
You'd have 2 smaller pieces, right?
Yeah.
You'd have $10.
Frick it.
2 $10 makes it 20.
And the reason why it doesn't go up, guys, is because it's not a reverse. We split it.
There you go. Look it. There's probably a math formula that we don't need to know. But see how easy that is? You don't need to really overthink that.
Exactly. I had 1, now I have 2. That means I had 1 ginormous piece of cookie. Now I have a very small piece of cookie.
All right. D, specialist. C, regulator. B, market maker. A, FINRA member firm. What do we got there, guys? Any patterns? Anything that sticks out? Anybody different? Anyone really weird in that? I would always look at that.
Is it mount up?
Firm, single word answers. Specialist. Specialist seems weird. Specialist of what? That's what I would ask. It's kind of like on Ferris Bueller when he leaves the car there and he's like, don't worry, I'm a professional. Professional what?
Is it mount up or mount up? Mount up, right?
Mount, like you're getting on a horse.
Yeah.
Mount up.
Nobody else caught that. Regulator.
They might not be, mount
up. My age. Dealers.
They might not have heard that song.
Ooh, okay, right there. Market makers and inventory.
FINRA is in bold words.
FINRA is okay. Let's go. Questions.
A firm that regularly posts price prices that is willing to buy and sell from its own inventory is called a.
I mean, I think it's right there. Right.
Yeah.
Inventory. Can I say this though? Can I say this? I was looking at this question and I was like, okay, you know, studying for 8 years, you kind of know things, right? But I was like looking at this and I want to show you guys something.
And by the way, if you think that was an easy question, if you would have read that question first and then tried to answer it, I guarantee most of you would have got it wrong.
Right.
Because you guys would read the question over and over again, and you would have been focused on the wrong thing. What's a regulator? I don't remember a market maker. Looking over, not thinking of just the simplicity of what it says right there.
And here's what I want to say. Okay, guys, because Andy's absolutely right.
Wow. What is that? 5 or 6 times? I got to look at my tally for the year.
We're at 7.
Jeez.
So if I was looking at the keywords in the question, because I already looked at specialists of what a regulator, mount up. No, I'm just kidding. Regulators, we regulate. I just can't get away from it. A market maker and a member firm. Okay. Member firm is very general. It's very generic, right? So, by the way, guys, all firms are member firms. So it's like all of them. Okay. So there's nothing special. So, but I'm looking at the question. It says regularly post prices, willing to buy and sell inventory. That doesn't sound like a specialist. It doesn't sound like I'm regulating, and it sounds too specific to be general. So and then I'm like, okay, market maker. I have no idea what a market maker is, but if I was making a market, that means I'm probably posting regularly and I have to be willing to buy or sell. Why? Because I'm making it.
Well, I think all of us have that visual, that life experience that a market is for buying and selling.
Yeah.
Right? We go to the market to buy stuff. We go to stuff. Maybe you're selling stuff. I don't overcomplicate it. Right?
Yeah. And I don't think you really needed that much securities knowledge to get to that, because making a market, regularly posting prices, buying and selling kind of goes hand in hand.
That's it. D, broker. C, underwriter. B, syndicate. A, IPO.
Just like Oleg said in the chat.
Yeah.
If I look at the words market, store, has an inventory.
Right. IPO equals issuer. IPO, not a person. A is different. Good point.
Is A different?
Well, it's not. It's the only one on there that's not a person.
Okay, got it first.
Yeah.
Well, a syndicate isn't a person.
Isn't a syndicate a group of people together? I mean, that's how. I mean, some of us studied crime.
Crime syndicate.
I studied it. I wasn't a part of it.
Crime syndicates. I didn't even ever put those words together, but
really,
man, you're so okay. A crime syndicate. That means you got a mob boss.
Yeah.
Right. And then you got your
we'll just call it their downlines.
Their downlines, right? This is like a syndicate. Bro, I never even thought of it that way. So true.
You need to watch more mob movies.
Broker, real estate, like this. I do.
And underwriter.
Underwriter.
The nerd with the keyboard.
Keyboard. Hey.
Sorry. Okay. Said it meant to. Not taking it back.
Okay.
Oh, can we go for it? Which of the following is not generally associated with a primary offering of securities? Which of those is not generally associated with a primary offering of securities? We got everybody doing the not.
Which I like.
They got the associated. Primary, yes.
If you were trying to push product, wouldn't you use a syndicate? I'm just saying, now that I know that, now I'm thinking mob boss.
If I was pushing product, guys, on the streets.
Let's get to that. If I was pushing products, I'm using a syndicate.
Right. I'm not putting it up announcements. That's not going to get it done.
So to me, okay, I'm going to go with what somebody put in the chat.
A nerd on a keyboard is not going to get done either.
I'm crossing off syndicate because I'm pushing products. I'm crossing off IPO because that is primary. It's the first, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So then I have underwriter and I have broker. Somebody put in the chat that a broker is real estate. Do real estate brokers make the houses? Let me say that again. Do real estate brokers make the houses?
No, they usually don't put on the tool belt.
So can't we say that a broker is dealing with used houses?
Yeah. Even if they're new, they just still didn't break it. They didn't make it.
Didn't make it. I can guarantee you that all those brand new houses that they're building around us, it's not the maker of the house.
I went in there. Have you ever gone to like new housing tracks and you just kind of go look and see what they got just because you want to be nosy? See how those new houses look? I went to those models. I don't think Carol in the pencil skirt was out there building, putting the roof on a week ago.
Nah.
You know what I mean? No. One more, guys. Credit risk. C, liquidity risk. B, call risk. A, business risk. Yeah, we can say it's risk.
It's all about risk. I like that.
Now, what do we see in those different kinds of risks that we can see? Like a little bit of a pattern, maybe group them together. Maybe one's different. Maybe one of them's a different type of risk that doesn't fit with the other risks.
And if nothing stands out, this is where we go. Obviously, we're talking about risk.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just look at the question.
Let's do it. If you don't feel like there's anything in there, yeah.
Let's do it.
The risk that a bond issuer could default and not pay bondholders their interest payments is known as
credit.
Boom, boom.
You guys are all answering the question.
You're answering the question.
What's in the question?
What is the keywords in the question? Guys, don't focus.
There you go.
Listen, the reason why we don't want you just giving the answer is because these are not questions you're going to have on the exam. So it does you no good to like master these questions. You need to master looking for keywords.
Right. And you guys got it. Default. What is, if I default, if I couldn't pay, what is that called? If I couldn't pay my bond, what is that called? If I can't pay my bonds, what is that called? It is called default. That's right. It has to do with credit, right?
It has to do with credit.
Default credit. Default credit.
What's the worst nightmare of somebody who's, if you're loaning somebody money, what's the nightmare? They're not gonna what? They're not gonna pay it back and they're gonna default. And then they got something and you got nothing.
See guys, and so sometimes there's not an evident pattern. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just have to look in the question and go, default. That has to do with credit.
And if we were talking about mob stuff, that's when you want to send out the syndicate. You know what I mean?
You got to go back over here and be
Cracking
all
some
like,
bees.
where's that syndicate? Where's my money?
Somebody's leaving here with no kneecap. I'm just saying, unless I get some payment. That's if it was a crime show. That was if it was a crime movie.
Crime show.
Right?
Crime show. Issuers don't go.
Just pretend, guys. Just pretend. Got to say that thing. These days you got to be careful what you say. Getting canceled.
No.
Just saying.
We're
just a joke.
Just relating it.
Relax. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned some stuff, inspired by all our passers. But you know what? As many passers as we got, it's not enough, because some of you are staring at me right now and going, I want my pass notice, and I want you to have a pass notice. So let's go crack open a quiz. Let's get this thing going. Don't forget to be consistent, everybody. We got live sessions happening tomorrow for members. We got another Studying Brew free coming back to you. Same bat time, same bat channel. More test taking techniques, because it's test taking techniques Tuesday. Some people call it Taco Tuesday. We call it Taco Neeks. You bring the tacos, we bring the techniques. It's going to be a good old time. But until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everyone. Have a great night. Take care.
Guys, thank you so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to take those quick quizzes. Practice the Kona catchphrase. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one.